you're thinking about your kids growing up, you're thinking about your wife, you're thinking about your mum and dad, your family. They say that your life flashes in front of you. Well, it's just what I was going to miss out on, flashed in front of me. You know, my oldest child was 18 months at the time, so look, I just wanted to talk to them one last time, and when they didn't answer, leaving that voice message was, yeah, it was probably one of the toughest things I ever had to do. So in July 2011, I was working on the fishing boat in Warren Point. I was working alone. The fishing boat was in dock, and I was asked to do maintenance work on a conveyor belt. So you'll see here, this is the conveyor belt. My task was to put plastic mesh across these bars and to cable tie them off. So I put the cable ties through, put my hand in behind, pull them through and tie them off. You'll see this rubber mat here. This rubber mat was part of the conveyor belt, but it also, in behind the rubber mat, is the on-off lever for the conveyor belt. So I was here, feeding the cable ties through, and as I was doing that, my elbow hit the on-off lever and turned the conveyor belt on. My hand was in here at the time, so my hand got caught in the conveyor belt, got pulled through the roller, got crushed, came out the other side, and then the hydraulic conveyor belt, it doesn't stop, so it just starts shredding at my hand. I used my left hand to turn the conveyor belt off, and listen, whenever the conveyor belt turned off, my hand was trapped on the back side. So I couldn't get out. There was nobody on the boat to help me, and I just had to get out. So I reached around again. I turned the conveyor belt into reverse, and I turned the conveyor belt, so my hand went back through again, crushed again, and that got my hand out. So you'll see here now, this is this is the result. This is what my hand looked like whenever it came out of the conveyor belt. Initially I lay down on the pallets, and then I thought, like, if I go to sleep here, I'll not get that back up. So then I sat up again, and then I had to sit back down again because my legs had gone. Yeah, what does anybody do whenever they think they're going to die? It's not something you can put into words. It's not something I would wish on my worst enemy. But it happened. You know, there's nothing like standing back when a finished room and you've put on the architrave, you've put on the skirt, and your doors are hung, and you've walked away from a house that's finished, and I made that out of my hands, you know. And when that's taken away from you, you know, you sort of feel a wee bit less of a man. Your pride's hurt. You know, as I said, you lose your independence when you're totally dependent on somebody that you were never dependent on before. So those 5 years of being off work, yeah, they were tough period. I joined Georgetown University in Belfast, and that was a degree in construction management and engineering, and that probably helped me a lot. You know, so I hadn't got constantly thinking about hand or surgeries or physios or occupational therapists or you know, money, whatever. It's just something to take the mind off. If it wasn't for my wife and my family, very close to my family, I guess I had a strong support network there. So without them, it would have been a totally different experience.
So always consider what you're doing. What's the hazards? What could potentially hurt you? So we always said, lads, think about your phone. If you wouldn't put your phone there, why would you put your hands there? So stop, think, and assess the risk.
So the one message I say, and it's a very important one, we all have families, lifestyles, our work. So our main goal is the condition you come in every morning is the same condition we want you to go home every day.
You know, maybe if I had said to the boss, like, I'm not feeling comfortable in doing this task, you know, you're always thinking, would I lose my job? Would I? And I know I wouldn't have, but it's something that plays in the back of the head.
We would see safety and quality as being integrated. They're both compliance led, and it's all about doing the right thing. And sometimes you have to be brave and to stand up and to make sure that you do the right thing. And you know, that's what safety and quality are about.
If I had one thing to say to the men and women on site is, you've only one set of hands, look after them.